So in this week's video, we're reviewing the most important ITTOs for scope management. So let's get started. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, my name is Alvin and I'm here to help you pass your Capm exam by sharing the exact strategies that I used to pass my own Capm exam. So if this is your first time, make sure you subscribe to my channel and smash that like button so you're notified when my next video comes out. As a quick refresher, these are the processes involved with scope management, and we'll be covering this in more detail so you understand the ITTOs to master for your exam. Just like our previous quiz, we'll be going over the ITTOs in the form of a flashcard quiz. There will be a total of 15 questions. You'll get a couple seconds to answer each question, and afterwards, the correct answer will show up on the screen. So make sure you write down each answer so you can evaluate your performance at the end of the quiz. So without further ado, let's get started. Question 1. For the process of plan scope management, what is the key input you need which outlines your project's objectives, requirements, and high-level assumptions and constraints? The correct answer is project charter. The project charter is the key input needed to create your scope management plan. It links the project to your organization's goals, establishes a formal approval, and signifies to your entire team the importance and commitment from your organization's leadership. On to question 2. Plan scope management results in the creation of what key output responsible for defining the strategy for managing the project scope? The correct answer is scope management plan. The scope management plan is a key output of plan scope management, which contains the high-level strategy and the process that you'll be using to control your project scope, create a scope statement and a work breakdown structure, as well as maintaining your scope baseline and obtaining approval of your project deliverables. Question 3. What is the key output of plan scope management, which defines how the project and the product's requirements will be identified, analyzed, and managed? The correct answer is the Requirements Management Plan, which outlines how we'll evaluate, record, and capture all of our requirements. Question 4. What input into plan scope management defines what project methodology and approach will be used? So for example, waterfall, agile, iterative, or hybrid. The correct answer is the development approach, which is used to establish the approach and the methodology that we'll be using to manage the project, whether it's waterfall, iterative, adaptive, agile, or hybrid. On to our next question. Question 5. What tool and technique is used during collect requirements to obtain the customer's early feedback by using small-scale products, 3D models, or mock simulations? The correct answer is prototypes. Prototypes is a tool used to experiment with brainstormed concepts and ideas using 2D and 3D models, small-scale products, and storytelling. These are really helpful to gather feedback from the customer before the final product is created. Now for question 6. What is the key output to the process collect requirements, which links all product requirements to the project's goals and ensures that the requirements are being met? The correct answer is the Requirements Traceability Matrix. The RTM is a document or a grid used by project managers to track and manage the product scope and requirements throughout the project's entire lifecycle. Question 7. What key output of collect requirements is responsible for listing each requirement at a high level and how they satisfy the business needs of the project? The correct answer is requirements documentation. The requirements documentation lists and categorizes all of the requirements into the following categories: business, stakeholder, quality, solution, project, and transition and readiness requirements. And by the way, if you're getting a lot of value out of this video, and if you'd like to see more weekly quizzes and videos to help you pass your Capm and PMP exam on your first try, be sure to hit subscribe along with that bell icon and smash that like button so you're notified when my next video comes out. On to our next question. Question 8. What data representation technique is used during the collect requirements process to classify ideas into different categories for analysis? The correct answer is affinity diagram. Affinity diagram is a data representation technique used to organize and group ideas collected during a brainstorming session. An example that's used to determine the requirements for developing a cell phone is shown on the screen. Now on to our next question. Question 9. What are the 3 key inputs used during the collect requirements process which establish how the project scope, requirements, and stakeholders will be managed? The correct answer are the following. The Requirements Management Plan, which outlines how we'll evaluate, record, and capture requirements. Number 2, the Scope Management Plan, which specifies our high-level strategy and the process for controlling our project scope. And lastly, the Stakeholder Engagement Plan, which defines the strategy for how we'll engage our stakeholders to make decisions and manage our project. Question 10. What tool and technique is used during the collect requirements process and visually illustrates the product scope by showing how the business system and how internal and external users interact with it? The correct answer is the context diagram, which is a tool unique to the collect requirements process and uses a diagram to visually represent the product scope, the business system, and how users interact with it. Question 11. What is the key output of defined scope, which defines the project scope, assumptions, constraints, and major project deliverables? The correct answer is the scope statement. The scope statement is the key output of defined scope as it outlines the entire scope of your project and your product. It describes what your scope is as well as the major deliverables and assumptions and constraints for your project's work. On to question 12. What tool and technique is used in the process define scope to better understand the use and the characteristics of a product? The correct answer is product analysis, which is used to define the characteristics and the requirements of a product and/or service. This is performed in order to describe the high-level requirements and decompose these requirements to the appropriate detail. So for example, this may include product breakdown, requirements analysis, systems analysis and engineering, as well as value analysis and engineering. Question 13. Which tool and technique is used during defined scope to reach a common understanding between all stakeholders of the project scope and required work activities? The correct answer is facilitation. This is an interpersonal and team skill that's used in discussions and workshops to drive alignment and set stakeholders' expectations on the project's overall scope. On to question 14. What is the key input for the process defined scope, which establishes your team's strategy for how the project scope will be determined, managed, and controlled? The correct answer is the Scope Management Plan. This is the key input of defined scope, which outlines our strategy for developing and validating our project scope and requirements. On to question 15. What decision-making tool and technique is used to define the scope and systematically analyze different criteria and refine the project scope based upon this analysis? The correct answer is multi-criteria decision analysis. This decision-making tool systematically analyzes and evaluates different criteria. So for example, schedule, cost, risk, resources, etc., to refine the scope of your project and the final product. So how did you do on today's quiz? I highly recommend repeating this quiz until you score target or above target so you have full mastery of the critical ITTOs for scope management. And by the way, let me know in the comment section down below which ITTO or knowledge area would you like me to cover next. Make sure you share this in the comment section down below and I'll do my best to create a video in the upcoming future. Thanks so much again for watching today's video. If you'd like to see more weekly quizzes and tutorials to help you pass your Capm and PMP exam, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Smash that like button and share this with a friend. And as a friendly reminder, make sure you grab your free copy of a 100 question practice workbook to help you prepare and pass your Capm and PMP exam on your first try. So head on over to alvinthepm.com/ebook and download your free copy now. Until next time, I'm Alvin, helping you become a certified project manager, and I'll see you in next week's video.